Sometime in the mid-2000s, an image started floating around online. This image. It's said to be a leaked NASA photo that depicts a 13,000-year-old craft named the Black Knight satellite. Now, there are several claims, one being that Nikola Tesla picked up radio waves from this craft in 1899. Other claims state that there have been several depictions of this craft in several Renaissance paintings. And the list just goes on and on from there. But it reminded me of what the late, great Carl Sagan said, which is, quote, "Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence." And the only evidence I could find on this while researching it was that it is in fact a NASA image. But it wasn't leaked. In fact, you can still see the image on their website today. I will put up a link in the description below. And not only that, but there are several images, not just the one. It is in fact an image taken out of context. There are also 2 videos that go right along with the photos. And as anticlimactic as it is, it's in fact a thermal cover that drifted away while one of the astronauts was working on the then newly formed International Space Station. The name of the mission was the STS-88 mission. And if you compare them to even just the one still, it lines up and fits to a T. Now, some people will say, well, what about the depictions in the Renaissance paintings? Well, art has always been and always will be a thought-provoking mixture of stunning realism and artist's interpretation. And anything that's in a Renaissance painting is there for some reason. Nothing went there without a purpose. Every color they used had some purpose to it. Now, I'm not an art major, so I am not the one to tell you what every symbolism in every single painting means, but they're there for a reason. And so you can go to different websites and find where they've broken down all the old Renaissance paintings and come to a conclusion for every single thing that's in there. And so moving on to Tesla, this one's pretty cool. Tesla picked up some unique radio signals back in 1899. Now, what made them so unique was that they came in burst, and they didn't come periodically. They came on schedule. Now, this wasn't supposed to happen naturally, or wasn't thought to have happened naturally back in the day. But by the end of 1968, it had been realized that what Tesla was actually picking up was pulsars. And pulsars are now thought to be caused by spinning neutron stars. And that's what gives them their unique burst or pulse. So when we think about this, where does it leave us? Well, it leaves us remembering that it's a good thing to question everything. You should never take anything at face value, including NASA. But at a certain point, you have to invoke Occam's razor, which put simply, just means the explanation has to be as easy as the question. Why would NASA spend all the time and money putting out videos, images, and now even live stream videos if they were trying to hide all this stuff? Why would they put out or accidentally put out a leaked photo of a 13,000-year-old ship and then spend all this money to manipulate and hide it from the public when nobody even knew that this photo existed? And so now some of the claims are that NASA faked the videos to hide the fact that it is a craft, and they've manipulated the videos to show that it's a blanket instead of a craft. But the videos that state all this didn't come out until mid-2000s, where all of these images, and it's not just the one image, like I said, there's several images, didn't come out until, or they came out in 98. So if you have their videos and their photos before anybody else caught on, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I think if we're to find the truth about what's going on in this vast space above us, we got to be smart about it. And we can't let what we want to know cloud our judgment of what we already know. And if it seems a little too far-fetched, or if it's a little too far out there, if you have to connect this point to this point to this point to this point, it's eventually, it incorporates so much stuff that it becomes a little harder to bite off and to believe. Whereas in this instant, there's 2 videos from beginning to end you can watch. It's right there. There's several images, right, one after another, including the one that they keep using. So I would say on this one, it's been severely debunked. And the reason why I brought it up was, like I said, it's a good point to make that there's so much we don't understand, and there's so much to learn. We can't be sidetracked by people putting out videos depicting stuff for what it's not and putting out misinformation. So try to be smart about it. Do your own research. Never take anything at face value. And we will see you next time.